Hello, hello, Rachel here. Today I'm going to talk about 10 reasons why we all should be growing our own organic food all year long with the Tower Garden. Now, if you take a look at that beautiful, beautiful Tower Garden. Now, if you take a look at that beautiful Tower Garden in the picture there, there's probably at least $160 to $180 worth of produce growing right there. And, that in itself is probably the best reason to grow your own is to save money on produce. So let's now listen to Tim Blank. He's the creator of Tower Garden as to why he created the tower.
Well, I grew up in western North Dakota, and if you've ever been to western North Dakota, you'll know that it's a place often referred to as God's country because it's a place where the bison still roam free and agriculture dominates the landscape. And I guess that's what where the seed of agriculture started in me. Growing up in a family with 5 siblings, we didn't get to take a vacation every summer, but by the time I was in high school, my family had the opportunity to take a vacation to Walt Disney World, and if you can imagine what an experience that was. And out of all the 4 theme parks at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida, the one that really stood out with me was Epcot, because Epcot was the place of the future. It was very inspirational to see all the different nationalities working together and all the different technologies, and the place that stood out the most to me was a special ride at Epcot called The Land. It was an hour-long backstage behind-the-scenes tour where they grew food crops from all over the world hydroponically. The thing I loved most about that backstage tour at The Land was it inspired me. I knew in that moment what I was going to go to school for and what I was going to do with the rest of my life. So I went and got a degree in horticulture, and eventually I came back to work as an advanced intern at Walt Disney World. I was very blessed to get an internship at The Land at Epcot. Thousands of people applied for that position and they only selected 10, and used that opportunity to grow and develop my skills in hydroponic food production. And long after my day was ended, I volunteered and the various horticulture disciplines like plant pathology, entomology, biotechnology to learn everything I could about hydroponic food production and this technology, because even though I didn't have a master's degree in these various research disciplines, these doctors saw the potential in me and hired me on after my internship to conduct high-end scientific research with both NASA and the Department of Energy right there at The Land at Epcot. Well, during that first 7 years at The Land, I had an opportunity to learn just about everything that related to hydroponic and aeroponic food production. I got to learn about beneficial insects, microorganisms, plant pathology, biotechnology, and allowed me to move into greenhouse operations manager of the entire land greenhouse facility in 2000, and I kept that position until 2005. In retrospect, I think it was those 12 years with the Walt Disney World Company that gave me the wisdom and the experience to go out and do something on my own. In 2005, I felt like that was a great opportunity to launch Future Growing, which was a company that would take very similar technologies and make them available for everybody, whether they be a commercial grower or for an individual homeowner who wanted to grow food right in their own backyard. So over the earlier years at the company, we developed the world's first patented vertical aeroponic technology called the Tower Garden. The Tower Garden can grow everything from a head of lettuce to an edible herb to a beautiful beefsteak tomato. And the idea was that every single crop that a homeowner would want to grow could be done right in the comfort of their own backyard. On the commercial side of our vertical aeroponic food production business, we've set up many urban and rooftop farms around the country, and even in many cases had some of the world's first of its kinds. For example, going back to 2009, we had the world's first certified green building with aquaponic and aeroponic food production on the roof. In 2010, we opened Manhattan's first aeroponic roof-to-table food farm that supported the restaurant down below. And now in 2011, at the Chicago O'Hare Airport, we opened the world's very first aeroponic food farm in an airport terminal, and all that food is used to feed many of the 67 restaurants at the O'Hare Airport. This dream I had that was rooted all the way back to my childhood about doing something for humanity, finding a better way of growing food, is finally coming to fruition. Seeing these projects come alive excites me more than it ever did. I have a hard time sleeping at night. I can't wait to get that next aeroponic Tower Garden project out there. So living life to the plus is living your passion. I wake up every single day doing what I love to do, and that is helping people grow fresh, healthy food right in their own backyard.
I personally absolutely love hearing the story of how the Tower Garden has been founded and created because now that technology is in so many people's homes and it is so amazing. Now, for me, this is me in the picture. I actually grew this particular tower indoors through the winter and brought it out in the summertime. And that is how huge it got. Look at all those collards and kale, and they're absolutely beautiful and taste amazing. So let me go through now the 10 reasons why you're going to want to grow your own food with Tower Garden. So number one, the food grows in half of the time of a conventional garden. So in the bottom basin there, you will see there's a big tub that's where you'll put the water, earth, and sea minerals. All the minerals are organic that you use, and it helps to grow the organic produce much faster. Number two, the Tower Garden uses less than 10% of the water of a conventional garden because you are recycling the water. It's not being drained away in the soil or off to other places. It's you hold the water in the basin, it comes up through the center of the tower and then showers down onto the roots and then goes back into the basin. So I fill my tower up, I top it off really when it's indoors about once every 2 weeks, maybe. And at that point, it's really only gone through maybe half of the water. So there's very little water that's being used. Number three, no weeding. Now, time is money. We all, many of us don't have time or the desire to weed weeds to make sure that our gardens grow. And there's no weeds that grow in the Tower Garden. So it's just the produce. Number four, when you get set up with the Tower Garden, it includes all your tools and supplies. There's no soil, no gardening tools needed. Basically, all you need is what you see in that picture. Number five, you get fewer ground pest problems. So, yes, sometimes you're going to get some of those fruit flies or those little bugs, but they're easily taken care of. But you don't get the big moths and the big bugs that just go after your food. I know for last couple of years, my collards and my kale have just been destroyed by the moths and even the squirrels and the birds when I have it outside. So, definitely when it's inside, you've got fewer problems and you don't really get the rabbits and things getting into them when you have it outside because it's up off the ground. Number six, this Tower Garden is made with food grade plastic, which means it will not leach chemicals into your produce at all. That's actually a picture of my Tower Garden from last year. Doesn't it look amazing? Oh, I just love it. Number seven, double UV protective coating. This will last in the sunshine for years. I have 10 of the 3 Tower Gardens. I've had them for about 10 years and they're still like brand new. Number eight, uses no harmful fertilizers, pesticides, or herbicides. Remember, I talked about you're using earth and sea minerals, all organic minerals that go into the water. So you know what's actually going in your food, unlike conventionally grown produce. Number nine, vine ripened produce is proven to be more nutritious. There's been numerous studies done on the produce that's grown from the Tower Garden, and they are been shown to be more nutritious than even grown in the best soil. So you know that those organic minerals are helping enrich your food. The Tower Garden costs less than $3 a day for a year, and then it's yours for 10 to 20 years. So it is, the thing will last. Like I said, I've had mine for 10 years and they're still going strong. So I don't foresee me ever having to replace my tower personally, unless I want to get more. But it's a small investment for a big return. So the Tower Garden, I would say, probably pays for itself within 6 months or less, especially if you've got a family who's eating a lot of produce. It definitely will pay for itself in less than 6 months. So here's the difference. We've got 2 Tower Gardens here. We've got a Tower Garden Flex and a Tower Garden Home. Now, the Tower Garden Flex was the original. You can use it indoors and outdoors. Now, with the smaller home version, most people use this one outdoors. I have 2 of them inside, so it's absolutely doable. Got a little bit of a larger base, 30 inches, holds about 20 gallons of water. You've got 20 planting ports with an option to add some extensions. Lights and wheels are sold separately. Now, for the indoor home garden, ideal for indoor use, but can also be purchased without lights, which means if you want to put this on the balcony outside on a deck, you absolutely can. It's It's a very streamlined design. It's easier to maneuver around inside. You've got a water level monitor. It's a smaller basin. 16 planting ports, 16 smaller ports for baby greens, herbs, microgreens. You got a total of 32 ports in the home tower. So to finish off, let's listen to Stephen Ritz. He is the founder of the Bronx Green Machine, and he is an absolutely amazing man, and he is transforming the health of kids in schools all over the world. Let's take a listen.
Hi, I'm Steve Ritz, a teacher at Public School 55 here in the South Bronx, and I make a difference by growing